well today. And I'm excited to have some turkey and a bunch of food. Hopefully everybody gets to share a little bit of family time, but not everybody is as fortunate to do so. So my prayers go out to everybody who's having a lonely holiday. And just remember, God is with you. And you're not alone. You have a purpose. So my opinion and the universal law, purpose for everybody is to become the best version of themselves and give that person to the world. Excuse me. So with that being said, and I wish you the best. And just know that even if you're in a dark, lonely place, this too shall pass. The nights bring the brightest of days. So just keep moving. And you know, when you're driving at nighttime, you can always see more than 100 feet ahead of you, but all you got to see is just to get to the next spot before you see. So just keep believing. You will get through this too. This too shall pass. So my channel is Real Estate Investing and Development. And with that, you can hear your children in the background sometimes. I do have a 7 or 9-year-old. And we're about to go celebrate with our family. But I wanted just to drop some real estate knowledge, and figuring everybody has today off, 9 o'clock, if somebody really about real estate and how to get financially free. I did it by the age of 35. I actually did it twice. I did it by the age of 24, didn't have to work. And then I'm always trying new things and growing and leveraging. And with that comes mistakes that get made. And about 7 homes in Missouri. And I did not know that the interest rates could go up 4 points overnight. So with that, but it went wrong. I got to go through tragic time, and I've been growing through it. And I have raised money, and I have paid back all the that I've needed to until this has happened. And then had to rearrange some things so I can get through it and get them paid. But at the end of the day, the reason you become a silent investor is so you don't have to deal with any of this stuff. The reason that I'm a full-time investor is so I can learn and grow through. And they say it's easier. If you can buy one house, you can buy 10. And I agree, but the first one is the hardest typically. So wherever you are in your real estate career, whether you own a home, whether you don't, or you're going to get your real estate license, wherever you are, anything is possible. And you can make it as big as you can believe. So the number one thing to work on is your belief and growing your mindset. I'm currently getting trained by Brad Blazer, and Capital Raiser has raised billions of dollars for oil companies and real estate. So like most of you people out there, I learned the hard way. So I start and go to myself because of my ego, and I'm realizing that, you know, it's always better to learn from somebody else. You need a mentor in life and a certain level of growth and getting your ego to learn that. But once you do, all things are possible. So I was hoping some people would jump on here live. I got a couple. Awesome. Go and comment where you're from, what you do for a living, and if you want to share a goal for the next 12 months. I would love to see that. I know I recently met somebody from Pakistan, and this is just a perspective for everybody out there, that we live in the United States of America for most of us, and we are blessed beyond measure. Sometimes you forget what you have in your own backyard. So, excuse me. This person I met in Pakistan is 23 years old, and he's working with children and women that basically don't even have clean water to drink. And I'm working on getting them some clean water. So I believe we're all here to help each other and grow, no matter where you are in life. Going through, there's always somebody doing worse, and you can always help out. So we're all connected. Treat everybody how you want to be treated. Turn the other cheek when somebody slaps you in it. It's the hardest thing to do. Now, if they slap you again, you got to let loose on them. So just remember, don't take anything for granted. Be thankful and grateful. Share something you're grateful for today. And we'll get right into some real estate knowledge. Maverick, it's upstairs. I don't know, somewhere. Go look. You ask me again, it's 100 push-ups. All right. So, where to begin? My journey in real estate began with selling the Fresno Bee. I sold the Fresno Bee for about a year. Then I got my license. I was 19 years old. Nobody I knew was in it. I talked to a lady at the bank the other day, and she's like, I always want to get in real estate, but I don't have any connections. And da-da-da. Here's my number. Call me if you want to learn. But it's amazing how many people will not call because people truly aren't willing to get uncomfortable. They'd rather work at a bank and make minimum wage and then just grow themselves. But I do it every day, and that's why I'm on this channel today, because I want to teach people how to get financially free. I was always passionate to help other people get into real estate. And once I did that, even something more challenging is teaching people to invest. And it's because of the four-letter word that most people don't want to confront every day. That is fear, false evidence appearing real. So wherever you are in life in your journey in regards to real estate, I know somebody who might jump on here. Her name is Marcia. She's a teacher. She's getting her license, and she's just about. And once she gets it, we'll be working together. But what I see when I travel is the biggest thing that holds people back is themselves. It's doing things they don't want to do, and most people want more out of. They have high expectations for short term and low expectations for long term. So what that means is you need to stick with something long enough to see the results. Perseverance, resiliency, whatever you want, you can achieve. If you believe it, if you write it down. And I'm going through something similar right now where I'm focused on something that seems unachievable. And I'm believing it every day, that it's right around the corner. I don't know how, I just know if I believe it, I will achieve it. So with that being said, quickest way to financial freedom, I'm gonna break it down quick. Buy your first home. Once you get your first home, have a goal for every 3 to 5 years to buy another house. And do whatever to do that, and you can. So let's say you buy a house, and in 5 years, it went up throughout history on average about a little over 7%. So you buy an average home in Fresno, California, or wherever you're living. Some people don't have the luxury of doing this, but technology really everybody does. So if you buy one home for $400,000, or let's say $300,000, medium home price in Fresno. So say you buy one for $300,000. In 5 years, it's going to be what? Excuse me, 35% more. So 35% of $300,000 over $100,000. So you have $400,000 house now. So I'm just throwing a high here. But let's say you also, like myself, I got into real estate because I asked myself if I had $1 million, what would I do in my life? And I would invest in real estate because it was the safest thing I could think of. So I got my real estate license. So let's say you buy a house, and let's say within that 12 months, you decide to get your license so you can sell your own house. Now, I probably recommend working with a top producing real estate agent because they're going to probably net you $20,000 to $30,000 more than an average agent. So let's say you buy it for $300,000, it's worth $400,000. Say you sell for $100,000, now you have $80,000 left over. So what do you do with $80,000? You buy your primary residence with minimum down. So say it's cost you another $20,000. So you buy a $400,000 house with, let's just say, so you have $60,000 left over. Now you're able to buy a second house, okay? You rent that out. Keep a little change in your pocket. Now, in 5 more years, so in 10 years, you sell both of them and buy 3 and put $50,000 in your bank, okay? So now you have 2 rents, property, primary, and $50,000 in your bank. I'm so good with math later, but at the end of the day, it's 5 years, 10 years, you have 3 homes. So another 5, you do it again, and you have 6. So I just showed you in 15 years how you have 5 homes. Having 5 homes will generate you over $222,000 a year. $222,000 a year on a loan. Throughout history, real estate goes up 6.3%. Then you have principal pay down of about $600 per house, a $6,000 a house. Then you have tax write-offs. You're making over 40% on your. So if you have a property right now and it has equity in the property, you pull that money out, all of it. And if you have 100, you pull out 100, you put 50 in a house, you keep 50 in your bank. If you have 150, you buy 2, you put 50 in your bank. See my point here? It's really easy. You do the math. Now people are gonna say, well, renters don't pay this, that, that, that. That's why you keep saying, and you persevere. Get a coach if you can. I'll coach you if you like. So I've learned so many things. Believe me, I had $300,000 in my bank. The first thing I should have did was spend 30 on a coach for an hour or 2 and ask them the next move. When you're at the highest level you've ever been, you might make the wrong move because you just don't know what next to do. And I, instead of buying subject to properties and without cash like I normally did, the market was on fire when I had my money in the bank. There was nothing to buy. This is before rates went up. Missouri, and I made a mistake. Never buy out of state unless you're buying 50 to 100 doors at a time. So that's what I'm looking to do next. So I do have a fund in place where I'm raising capital. So if you guys want to make 18 to 25% on your funds, let me know. And I'll show you how it's tied up. It'll be tied up in multiple properties. You'll be safer. Been doing real estate for 22 years. I've sold over 2,000 homes. Had 38 doors by the age of 38. Now I'm working on acquiring 100. So if you guys have any interest in that, let me know. But happy Thanksgiving Day. I know I just shared a bit. If you have questions, I would love to see. Let's see. All right, guys. I'm new to the YouTube live. It's also my birthday. Happy birthday, Kyle Barstow. Happy birthday. That's a great, man. That is a great birthday to have on Thanksgiving. To eat, be with all your family, and hopefully get presents. It's awesome. If you guys have any questions, you guys want to comment, please like, subscribe. I always forget that. Subscribe, hit the smash the like button, and we'll see you on the next one, guys. Unless anybody has some questions, if you want to comment anything, I can sit here and share as much value as I can. So I'll tell you a story real quick on how I bought my first property without, let's see. Now, the first property I bought without any money, it was actually 2 properties without any cash. So here's the story for you. I bought a duplex and a triplex without any money in Fresno, California. I made phone calls on the NOD list, notice of defaults, and I made about an hour of phone calls. I was selling homes, and I had a team, and I was doing a lot, overly stretched, like always, and I ended up almost losing this deal, so I had to pay an extra $10,000. But the way I structured it is because this person had multiple, they're older, and he told me they just wanted to free it up because they needed some work. But really, they had bad tenants. So I bought the properties without any cash out of my pocket. And I structured it seller financing, and I ended up making $200,000 on that property. So I bought a lot of homes subject to. I've also lost recently. I lost over, I lost out on $200,000 on a property on 2 properties with a $500,000 investment. And it was in contract and everything, but there's a lot of things to learn the bigger you go. So every roadblock that you hit is another opportunity to grow. So I have things that I've learned going through things stressful, losing sleep throughout the 20 years. But, Dave Ramsey, I'm going to share this. Dave Ramsey preaches about paying everything off, paying everything. It is the second worst thing to do. The worst thing to do is spend all your money. Second worst thing to do is pay all your stuff off. The thing to do is leverage. So we all know you wouldn't keep your money in the bank, right? I mean, if you had $500,000, most people aren't going to keep it in the bank. It's uninsured anyways, up to, I think, $250. But that number is always moving, so don't quote me. But basically, if the bank's paying you 4 or 5% and it's losing 10 or 20%, or they say 7%, but really it's more like 10 or 20%. We're in a we can even call it hyperinflation. So you have equity in your bank, in your bank or your home, and you pull it out and put it in real estate. The only negative thing against you is having a bad tenant. So get creative, do different things. Airbnbs, buy duplexes, the more doors you buy, the safer you are. Get a property. I also have somebody that does property managing, handyman service, cleaning service. So I've learned to delegate. I used to do everything, and now I do nothing. All I do is raise money and teach. And the reason that is because my time is more valuable than what I pay people to do the things that they can do. So if you're making $30 an hour, anything you can pay $15, $20 an hour for, you should pay, and you should work more, because it's easier to do what you already know how to do. The problem is people get bored with what they want to do, so they want to do different things, which is great. It's called growth, but you typically go on a negative, let's say you get into real estate. The average real estate agent, 7% of real estate agents will never sell a house. They never sell. And there's a higher percentage that sign up for their tests and never even pass their state exam. So it's quite daunting of a task to get into real estate. But I will tell you that anybody can do it. The secret is to get a mentor. Getting a mentor and committing. How do you do that? You commit with either your time or your money. Those are the two things you commit with. But you have to commit. If you have a mentor, you put up money to get a mentor, typically, and that's going to commit you to putting up with what he tells you to do, because most people, they want things, but they aren't willing to pay the price of growing and doing the hard work, like knocking on the doors, making the phone calls, doing the open houses, spending the whatever you can do in the position you're in. So if you have a great job right now and you want to get into real estate, which I would recommend everybody, because real estate, the sky's the limit. You can make $1 million a year. I made over $500,000 a year multiple years in a row. And I have a goal for 2025 to make $1 million, selling 100 homes. And that is because I want to do bigger things. So I just want challenges. You gotta put challenges, you gotta have goals. So with real estate, so once I sell 100 homes, then I go back to time teaching, raising money, and manage everything that I have going on, going from 100 doors to 1,000 to 10,000. So those are my goals. So with that being said, what are your sharing with me some goals you guys would have? I'd love to maybe do a weekly call with everybody on here today and keep this going, and what we can come up with as far as working with a group and doing some big things. So share with me anything you guys can use from this video call. Any questions you have, how to buy subject twos. I could tell you guys right now on the YouTube channel, you can also find how to buy subject twos. How to get the 5 homes and how depreciation works, on how leveraging, if you have. So I had a client that wanted to sell but didn't want to give up the rate, and I explained to them, by pulling money out, keeping another one, you're making 40% of your money, and showing them how to do that. So a lot of people are stuck on the rates they have, and they, $1,500 a month. If they go to buy a better house right now, they're gonna be paying $2,700. Oh my gosh, that seems so scary. But really, $2,700 is $2,000 5 years ago. Maybe even less, $1,800 5 years ago. So the numbers are gonna get bigger. You have to get comfortable with big numbers. And that's probably the biggest thing people do wrong is, guys, I think minimum wage is like $18, $20 now in California. But so many people want to get paid hourly. And when I hear people talk about making $30, $40, $50, I can't imagine doing that, because I can't remember the last time I made under $100 an hour. But it's because I provide the better I get at what I do, the more I can make at that. So sales is everything. Marketing is the second thing, to get in front of more and more people. So the more uncomfortable you get, and the more you don't give a shit what anybody else thinks about you. That's going to be my Thanksgiving tip of the day. And unless I get some comments in here. So tip of the day is get rid of the ego. Your ego could be a great thing to have in situations. Ego is amazing. Confidence is key. But ego is really just what your brain is using to protect you from what other people think you. And if you finally stop giving a shit what anybody thinks about you, because at the end of the day, you might have a great circle and everything's going great, but get in a really, really tough situation, like lose your job, lose your house, lose your spouse, lose your money. You might have to do all those things to find out who really is in your circle. And then once you go through that, which I have gone through, basically all those things, you'll realize who's really in your circle. And nobody else will matter. And even what those people think of you don't really matter because they love you unconditionally. So it's a clever do because then nothing's holding you back except for you. So if you can get away from the ego, you will be so much more happy in life. My kids are upstairs. We're going to go shopping and with family. But I just wanted to jump on Thanksgiving Day and tell everybody what I'm thankful for. I'm grateful for my vision, my health, my wealth. Even, I remember there's a quote, Donald Trump was walking his girlfriend down the street and there was a bum on the street and he was $1 billion in debt. $1 billion in debt. Hi, Kel. And he told his girlfriend, that guy is richer than me. So you're going through, just remember there's somebody else who made it through worse. So that means you can too. Get resourceful. Figure it out. Find a way. Got another story for you. The owner of Secret sold his company for $1 million. I think it was like 3-4 years later. Don't know that, but the company was worth $1 billion. He killed himself. And I was like, why wouldn't you just create another company? I get it because he put out everything into that company to make $1 million. And boom, they go billion. He wasn't thinking big enough. And that will happen. But never give up. Never bite the bullet. So for anybody out there, I will talk a little bit about depression. I just saw some stats on my Facebook page for the amount of people that commit suicide during the holidays, and it's crazy. Guys, God's with you. Your perspective is no matter what you're going through. Sometimes you get stuck on, oh, I don't have this, I lost everything, my family, my money, everything. Well, guess what? The next morning you wake up and you start training your brain. I'm grateful that I have opportunity to get it all back, and I'll do it faster, and it'll be a challenge, and I'll get better. And yeah, maybe it sucks. I worked my whole life to get to where I was, and I lost it all. But in reality, how many years did it really take you to get there? It really wasn't. It was a buildup of everything you learned. So I realized it took me 3 years to make $1 million, but it was my whole life of growing into the person that I was able to make that money. It was my belief, guys. I'm gonna share with you, since I still got some people, it's built up here. So I'm gonna share with you a story. 2018, I had one child. I was making about $200,000 a year, working my butt off, selling 40 a year. Never made more money than that, but I wrote down $500,000 on my garage wall, and I put prayers on there. And every day I worked, that was my gym, and I would look at that and I would just imagine it, pray about it, how it would feel, how it'd be, and had no idea how to do it. And I ended up training 8 people that year, buying 8 homes that year, and selling 150 houses, and made over $600,000. That was the year. Now, since then, I've had highs and lows, guys. But at the end of the day, my goal now, and what's on my wall, vision board, everywhere, I think about it every single day, is $1 million. And again, it's not about the money. It's about what I can do with the money and what it provides my family, my friends. Pakistan, I can give clean water to Pakistan. There's so many things you can do with money. So money is energy, time. And with that being said, believe big. You can't achieve it until you believe it. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless each and every one of you. I want to pray for you guys right now. That God gives you abundantly and increases anything you're doing, increases your mindset, increases the value that you bring to other people, the perspective, the ability to control your mind, to focus just on the good, and to give you abundance, and to make 2025 the best year of your lives, and to write down goals and double or triple them, and then start to believe that you can do that. You have to know how, you just got to believe it. and the part of your brain, the RAS system, you just name it. So the RAS system will start to look for ways to do it. So you will become who you want to become if you believe in the ability of you and God. So that's all, guys. Belief. Happy Thanksgiving. Real estate is, in my eyes, real estate is the one thing that anybody can do. I came from nothing. I did it. No one in my family ever did it. My dad didn't buy a home until he was in his 40s. Mom never bought a home. So I had no advantage. You can do it too if you believe it. If you believe it, you're naive enough to believe that you can do it. You gotta have a little bit of naivety. You gotta have a pure heart, and you gotta want to help people, serve people. So if you guys do that, you'll be blessed. I'll see you on the next one, and make sure you subscribe and like and comment. God bless.